This is an especially cozy episode. You survived Thanksgiving. Now it's time to sit back. Yeah, now is just the time where you're, maybe you're looking for that partridge in a pear tree for your loved one. I don't want to meet the singer of that song ever. What kind of relationship have you entered into where the expectation is to find foul? And the singer of the song is singing about it like it's the most normal thing. What are you going to do with those hens after Christmas? So are you going to start a farm? Pretty soon you can make a snowman. Pretty soon you'll be able to do that. So that's something to look forward to. Actually, one time I made a snowman and it came to life. And he was a really cool guy. We hung out. And eventually he was on Facebook just talking about like how much he hated being around me. And he's like, I can't wait until the season's over and I can melt and I don't have to be around this guy anymore. The crazy thing is when he did melt, he acted so sad about it. I'm like, why is everybody so fake now? So maybe skip the snowman this year. I've already established and made very clear where I stand on the rankings of the various Thanksgiving foods, and I'm happy to report there have been no changes in the interim since last year. Folks, we're still putting the king, that's right, candied yams, #1. That's at the top. Now, one bit of information I've yet to give out is, in the shootout between apple pie and pumpkin pie, who emerges victor? I don't usually like to take a moderate stance, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that they're both pretty much equally good. And that on a good Thanksgiving, you're getting a slice of each. Make sure to give a little bit to the dog. Here's the thing, dogs generally are much better at the skill of being grateful for things than we are. So every day is Thanksgiving for these little doofuses. This is why a dog could never be in like a leadership position, because a dog would always just be like, everything's fine the way it is. As long as we continue to get treats, there's no need to change anything about anything. This is why a dog can never be president. That's why in the line of succession, the president's dog is pretty far down the list, but it's on the list. And if the president doesn't have a dog, then they find one, the nearest one on the street. They can legally make a dog president against its own will. It's messed up. You gotta vote, and you gotta read the Constitution. There's some stuff in there that's messed up. And it's weird because they don't do the Air Bud clausal loophole where they say, well, there's nothing here that says a dog can't be a coach, you know. In this case, in the Constitution, it explicitly says, basically, if enough people get taken out, a dog absolutely has to become the president. I mean, I'm looking at it right here. It's right in front of me. I always keep a pocket Constitution on me. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine? What exactly does that do for you? Like, I'm just picturing like an average person being like, I got a copy of the Constitution right here, buddy, so don't fuck with me. If you try to infringe on any of the 27 amendments in front of me, it's on site. And now that I've already released my rankings of all the Thanksgiving foods into the world, I think now it's time to rank all 27 amendments in order from least racist to most racist. Let me begin. Shit. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a call on the line. It's the Butterball Turkey Talk line. Why are they calling me? I didn't reach out to them. Hello?
Hello, my name is Creature. I'm from the Butterball Turkey Talk Helpline.
Did I do something wrong?
Oh no, I wanted to call in because I'm a big fan, but I'm at work. And, there's not a lot of people really calling the line anymore because, most people at this point have figured out how to make the turkey. It's knowledge that I just got passed around, so...
You sound a lot like, somebody who I know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You say, so you're a fan of the podcast and you wanted to call in?
Yeah, man, I'm bored and I don't really like where my life is anymore.
Yeah, how did you end up with that job? So I guess that's seasonal. What else do you do year-round?
Well, I just had a really hard time finding work, so I got really desperate, and I started working for the rat meat helpline.
The rat meat helpline? Who uses that?
Not the best people. They're having a rough go of it because, they're trying to cook rats, but...
So how do you successfully cook a rat?
Look, technically I'm on the clock for turkey talk, so I gotta talk turkey with you. So I can't do, I don't know how I would fill out my timesheet if I was doing rat meat help on the turkey, it's confusing.
I guess I can understand how that would be confusing. I mean, sometimes I accidentally fill out my hours for this podcast as opposed to my actual real job, which is a problem because my income is $0.00 from the podcast. So usually I just end up realizing, I don't really need to fill out a timesheet because nobody's paying me. Who would be paying me? But I gotta be correct. Yeah, so it's different. It's difficult these days in the gig economy. So what's your favorite episode of the podcast?
Oh, I can rank them if you want.
No, nobody wants to hear somebody rank a bunch of shit. That's stupid. Alright, well, thank you, Creature. By the way, how do you cook a turkey?
Okay, look, a lot of people want to go basic this year. They want to cut down. They want, shrinkflation getting all of us. You don't need a stove. You don't even need a kitchen to make a turkey.
Interesting.
Yeah, you could just throw it in a fire pit and roll it around for a few hours.
Really, just an open flame?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Interesting. Are you sure you're not thinking of how to make a rat?
It really, honestly, it works for both. And what I like to do, I'll just find a stick in the woods, I'll stick it in the turkey when it's done. And all 12 of my kids come crawling around, they start nibbling on it. And everyone's in bed by 5 p.m.
Wow. That's wonderful. And you said your name is Creature, by the way? Just want to clarify that?
Yeah, so what? Do you want to make a big deal about it or something?
No, it just... Okay, well, it sounds like you're a little bit insecure about the fact that your name is Creature. I mean, yeah, you kind of sound like one. So I don't know what you look like.
I'll send you a selfie.
That'd be great, Creature. I'd love to see that. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for what you do.
And by the way, I have a special method for making your favorite, that's right, candied yams.
Okay. Well, lay it on me. Educate me.
You just put them on a fire pit, roll them around for a few hours, stick them out.
And then you pick up a stick from the yard and then you stick it in the yams.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Okay, thank you, Creature. Thank you so much. Okay, he just texted me a selfie, as promised. Okay. Creature is literally a turkey. That's a picture of a turkey. So that was a turkey that was talking to us. I just accept that as true. I don't have time to delve into all of that. Do you think if turkeys could talk, more of them would get pardoned every year? Is the implication then that, nothing any other turkey has ever done has been forgiven? And the turkeys are basically guilty until proven innocent? Imagine being a whistleblower or somebody who went to jail for something noble and you're just sitting in a prison cell for decades. You see this feathery piece of shit being granted clemency. The gobblers chosen to receive this year's pardons are 2 Minnesota-born turkeys weighing 40 and 41 pounds. They were hatched on July 18th in Northfield, Minnesota, and raised on a farm by John Zimmerman, chairman of the National Turkey Federation. Do you have any idea how misleading that name is, the National Turkey Federation? If you're a turkey, you're like, finally, a movement for us. And then you see what's going on there, and you're like, oh, this, I was led astray. The first president to pardon a turkey was John F. Kennedy. The words pardon and reprieve were used by the Washington Post in a 1963 article, while Kennedy said of the turkey, quote, "Let's keep him going. Let's keep him going. Let's see what else this motherfucker can do with his life. Hey, he might make it longer than me. I'm JFK, dude." What's insane is that turkey did outlive him, because JFK was assassinated November 22nd of 1963. That's why JFK was assassinated. This is like the Grim Reaper, like if it can't take one, it has to take the other. So it was gonna get a soul either way. And honestly, that's a trade up. You're going from a turkey to the president of the country? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. If you're the Angel of Death. So we gotta bring out someone who will let us know what time it is, even though who cares about time right now? We're just getting cozy. The holiday is over. Time doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So nobody wants to hear from Slurp Von Lipstick, unlike in a normal week where his fans line up outside. They got signs up there saying, "Hey, what time is it?" I don't get it either. I don't get the appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, Slurp Von Lipstick. Hey, wow, thank you so much. Wow, somebody out there just gave me $1,000 because they think I'm cool. I think it's because I just give it to you straight. I'm not adding any spin on it, on the time. I'm not adding my own bias into it. I'm just telling you what time it is. People, that's what people want. They just want it simple. But before I do that, I'm going to talk about a bunch of stupid bullshit first. For example, I don't know what to get anyone on my shopping list for Christmas. I asked everybody, I said, do you guys want a mug with my face on it? You have to buy people mugs, otherwise they have nothing to drink out of. They're just going to be putting water in their hands and sipping out of it like a monkey if you don't buy them 7 mugs every year. There are definitely certain types of gifts where it's like, I get these every year, and I think at this point I have enough. So at a certain point with mugs, you get to a one in, one out situation. You're like, every new mug I get, I gotta throw an old one out. And then if you then buy a mug for that person, you're essentially forcing on them a Sophie's Choice situation. Because it's like, am I gonna actually use this new mug with Bart Simpson on it, and there's a little speech bubble over him, and it says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee." That it seems like a weird choice for a mug because Bart Simpson he didn't drink coffee, he's a child. Do you take that? Then that means you'd have to throw out your least favorite mug that you already own, which is everyone in Scooby-Doo but nude, including Scooby-Doo. You guys thought he was naked? He can get more nude. This is the nudest Scoob you've ever seen. I've been developing this idea for a mug that has a clock on it, like a little watch face, but it's functional, but it's on a mug, and it says "slurp it up," which actually, you know, it makes sense on a mug. But I've been told that putting a clock on a mug, the technology, is hundreds of years away from being realized. I've been told it's so incredibly complicated. We did have a couple of prototypes. They all exploded. So they're right, it's really hard to do. It's quite an early time check. It's 7:52 p.m. As for my own Thanksgiving plans, I'm glad you asked. I'm just going to be staring at a big old clock Yeah, I don't really have a meal or really talk to anybody or do anything. Again, this is my sacred duty, and I do it because... Never actually had to explain why I do it. Interesting that I'm coming up blank. Oh, god damn it. So, I'm getting a call from my homunculus. Yeah, if you didn't listen, I think it was 2 episodes ago we mentioned making a homunculus in my basement. Well, I'm not making it, it's made. I'm letting him have a phone, but he can only call me. Because I don't want him looking at Twitter and stuff. I don't know how a homunculus would handle that kind of stuff. Hello? Alright, first of all, we don't use that word anymore. Yeah, that one. That's not good. Secondly, what do you mean you're going away for Thanksgiving? You don't have a family. You just started existing. I can't believe you're just throwing that back at my face. I said that to you in confidence. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that it's hard to know that you don't really have anybody in this world. Well, I guess, you know, we can have a Thanksgiving together. I was just gonna look at a clock, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to make a turkey. If only there was somebody who could help me. Can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Well, that's been Time Check, and I hope that, who? Okay. 3-way call. This is... Who is this? It's the Butterball helpline. Of course it is. Hello?
You have access to a fire pit?
What?
I'm Creature, by the way.
Oh, great. Well, so how do you make a turkey?
It's not so much about how you make a turkey, but it's why you make a turkey, you know?
So why do you make a turkey?
Well, I guess it's a tradition, right?
Yeah. I could see why you get paid to do this. Alright. Does anybody else on this call have anything else to say, Homunculus? Or do you want to weigh in?
Yeah, I didn't catch...
He was just quoting Anchorman. You know, Homunculi, they gotta grow up too, so he's in his Anchorman quoting phase. He'll get through it, God willing.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to playing COD Zombies.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, Homunculus. I'm gonna save a lot of money because I don't really have to have a big turkey. You're just a really small little fucker, aren't you? Alright. Well, that'll do it for a good old Time Check, and thanks for coming out. Next time you see me, it'll be a week from now. Think about that. Doesn't that blow your mind? Thank you. That's right. Let's pardon that turkey. He's done it all. He's done a lot of bad things. But today I'll pardon him, and I'll pardon the rest of humanity for every bad thing they've ever done. I'm not gonna chop your head off and eat you. You do have to decapitate a turkey, right? I'm realizing I'm not familiar with turkey anatomy as well as I feel like I should be. But turkeys shouldn't be offended because they're covered in feathers, so I don't know what you got cooking down there. How do turkeys even know who's hot and who isn't? They're just looking at feathers half the time. The feathers have to look good, but that's surface level stuff. Turkeys who are really deeply in love, they look past the feathers. They'll look each other deep in the eyes and they'll say, I like you for your white meat and your dark meat. And I don't confront the moral conundrum of eating an animal. I don't confront it at all. I definitely acknowledge it. Like, it's something that's in the back of my mind every time I eat meat. If human beings were being harvested for a valuable resource that only we provide to some kind of higher, more powerful intelligence, we would also simply have to say game recognize game. Here's what I'm suggesting you do. I'm suggesting you During Thanksgiving, gather your most diverse relatives and friends with opposing viewpoints. Play this episode at maximum volume. And just see what happens. Here's a thought you guys can chew on. Santa Claus has gone woke. I don't know what that means, but it seems like the kind, like, if you're putting words together and you want to make people mad, that seems like a good combination. So now that now that the calendar is turned to another day, I guess I'll just start finalizing my Christmas list for anybody interested in what I might want for Christmas. Basically, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you don't have access to like lots of different types of birds in very specific numbers, then you must not be my true love. If you don't have in your contact list on your phone someone who can hook you up with 10 lords a leaping, you're not on my level. 5 gold rings, 6 geese a laying, 7 swans a swimming. See, I ask for these things every year, and what do I get instead? I get a 1-year re-up of my Amazon Prime subscription. It's like, motherfucker, I wanted maids, and I want them to be milking. And it's just a normal maids doing normal milking. After that, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna want 9 ladies dancing. I'm asking for you to bring human beings to me. Well, I hope you have a great holiday season. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be here the whole time. I'm gonna be talking the whole time, all the way through. I'm gonna talk you all the way through, just like the turkey talk line. I'm guiding you through your life. I make your life so much better. Think about what your life would be like if you didn't have this podcast. And you also wouldn't have the knowledge that pumpkin pie and apple pie are equally good. You wouldn't know that. You'd be laboring under the delusion that you have to pick a side in this battle. You don't. Put down your weapon. Well, something I will be eternally grateful for is the patronage which you've offered to me by listening to this podcast. And you can leave a little tip in the tip jar. All of that money goes to a fund that was set up to try to free a turkey who's been jailed. Tom Gobbler, who released those documents proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that the National Turkey Association has been infiltrated by those who wish to kill turkeys. Biden, you can go out with a bang. Let Gobbler go free. Well, that's all I had to say. Thank you so much